Hello, beautiful people. How are you? How are you finding all the lessons? I just keep remembering that I need to, oh dear, it's not on, oh, there are. This is suddenly on analog, and it's easier to read on digital. All right, so now I've got my timer going to try and make sure that I stay under 10 minutes. Okay, today we're looking at breathing and getting safe. So often when we are triggered, we either stop breathing or we breathe in through our mouths. And that adds to the triggering, the anxiety, and the tension. So we want to shift into nose breathing. And breathing out the mouth slower than the in-breath. Breathe with me. Know that you're loved and cared for. A big sigh to let out all the tension. And if you can take 10 deep breaths, when I was in the throes of my worst PTSD, I said to my kids that any time that they could see me getting triggered, to remind me to count to 10 breaths. And I would do 10 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe out for 10. And by the end of that, I was able to regulate and calm down most of the time. And the shifts that I see in people who've worked with me are just incredible. Like somebody was just posting that this catalog of frustrating events. And she was like, I've only got upset once. And she said it was because of this work. This work rewires you, but it doesn't happen overnight. So those of you going, great, if I tame the triggers, I'm never going to feel triggered again. Sadly, that isn't the reality. And I wish it was. I wish that I could eliminate all the stress from your life like magic bullet. But the reality is you've been wired like this, and it takes rewiring. So next week I'll be sharing with you about the Overcome Emotional Abuse program that she's now done 5 times. And she is just able to navigate extreme stress with a lot more ease and being the chooser rather than being the reactor and just getting so triggered by everything. So one of the first thing is notice your breathing. If you are normally breathing in just through your mouth and fast, or you are frozen, then you get triggered a lot more easily. So you want to breathe in through in the nose and out the mouth. The second thing is, have you got a safe space? Like it can be a physical place in your home. Like sometimes I'll go and snuggle on my bed under a weighted blanket, and just to regulate myself if I've got a lot going on. But I also have a safe space in my imagination where I go to. That's a lovely cushioned place. And the other day, my daughter was triggered by something, and we created together a beautiful cushioned safe space in her imagination. For those of you who struggle with visualizing stuff, find a safe space on like a picture on the internet that you can look at and see. It might be like one of those fires, a picture with a fire going on it in a little cozy cottage, or it might be a cloud, but somewhere that looks safe, and you can screenshot it and then favorite it so that when you're getting triggered, you can look there and see yourself and breathe in that feeling of it. For me, I'm able to visualize it, and I can see this place that is warm, and I feel protected. I've got a protector outside that's looking out for me. And that allows me to feel better about myself. So I just want you to close your eyes, and you can think of anywhere in the past that you felt safe, and anywhere in a fictional book or on a TV program or in a thing that you might have visualized or wished that you could go to. And what you're really wanting to do is feel this sense of deep safety and love, deep care, deep compassion for yourself. so that when you're in that spot, now here's something that often happens when you get into that. What it does for me, there was a little stressful thing happening with somebody, and so I imagined just before this call going into my safe space, and as I did that, I felt like little tender tears coming up, that underneath me rushing around doing the tame the triggers, there's like a sadness there about a challenge with a couple of friends of mine that isn't resolving, and there's just a sort of impasse, and it's hard and sad, and I could just feel the sadness. So what you also need in that safety spot is love, so that you are being met and with empathy, with care, with compassion for what's going on. So you don't want to just fill up your safe space with all these unmet needs. You want to meet yourself in this safe space and make it more and more safe and loving to yourself, where you are responding and caring and nurturing. And you could even imagine, my daughter and I have created like imaginary mothers that come and sit with us, or imaginary friend that is with you, that is caring, somebody who's empathetic and just adoring of you and will wipe your tears so that you feel safe. So when you're all alone and there's something at work triggering you, you can just imagine the safe space or pick it up on your phone so that you feel good in yourself. And the third thing is you need a reminder to breathe and to get safe, because when you're there, you just forget because you're triggered. And when you're triggered, your amygdala floods you with all the trauma that you've had that relates to that situation. It's like a turning off switch, and you lose access to your cortex, which is calm, clear, compassionate, creative, connected, and the amygdala is flight, fright, freeze, fawn, funny, where you just are deregulated and you can't actually function. So the antidote to the amygdala being triggered is safety and empathy. And so you want to get safe fast, and you want to empathize with yourself, and then your cognition comes up and you're able to more think clearly and understand what needs to happen and how to work through things. So what is a way that you can remind yourself to breathe, to get safe? So it might be that you have a certain scent, like you might have lavender in your bag, or it might be that, you have a necklace or a bracelet or a message on your phone that you can access. It might be Post-it notes. It might be that you have smells around that just keep reminding you to get safe. It might be a ringtone that you have on your phone that is tingly, that reminds you to calm yourself. It may be that you, once you've seen this bracelet or a Post-it note, straight away you hug yourself and let yourself know that you are safe, that you are loved, that slowly but surely, little bit by little bit, skill by skill, things are going to change and you're going to get better. And you're going to feel safer, and life is going to be filled with more love. Because a lot of our triggers can come out of this sense of there's no one there for me and nobody cares for me. And when we can care for ourselves and go, I'm here for me, it becomes easier for other people to be there for us. I know that, I've shared a little bit that I've gone through the scapegoating situation in the last few months, and it hasn't quite resolved yet. And when I didn't feel safe, I got more triggered, and then it was harder for the other people as well to be able to be responsive. And so we need to manage ourselves so that we can have connection and communication and meet each other's needs. Or it is possible that they can't meet my needs, and that's why I got triggered, and we'll, slowly but surely we'll see how things resolve, if they resolve. But I am leaving it to, gently and slowly in my mind and my heart, and with them, just gently and slowly, moving to greater love and honoring and valuing. And when we can do that, I think that for those of us who have come from abuse, we often get more triggered faster, stay triggered for longer, and it's harder to come down off being triggered because that was the energy that was around us so much. And so now we need to rewire with our brain. So every day, if you can spend time in a safe space, just calm, rewiring yourself for safety, then that will become your normal, and your brain won't be getting triggered as much because you're creating that safety for you more and more. All right, I hope that helps, and I'm looking forward to hearing, 1, that you're noticing your breathing, how you're breathing. 2, what your safe space looks and feels like. And 3, that you have a reminder of what to get into your safe space. So if you're wanting the replays, just go to restoring.love/VIP, and you'll be able to get the replays. All right, I'm sending you love. Let us know in the comments about your safety. Love to you.